Hello there everyone, sorry for not getting another video out sooner. I was going back and forth on whether to start doing some true character guides, and I wound up spending a chunk of time working on that and general labbing. So in preparation for those, I thought I would make a quick tips vid for those just starting the game. First thing I will say is that this is mostly geared towards those who are just starting out but are really looking to build their skill in this game. It takes time and effort. There's nothing wrong with just mashing and having fun, but if you want to get good, the only shortcut is getting information efficiently, which is pretty easy these days. Everything else though is all about putting in the work. That said, if you're completely brand new to Tekken, the game's single player options aren't too bad, especially the arcade quest, ghost battles, and replays. These will get you used to actually hitting the buttons and getting a feel for how commands work in the game and how characters move around and attack. Once you want to dive deeper, your next instinct will be to start watching videos and streams. If you're going to do that, you need to know how the competitive community talks about the game. Notations are the big one, and I always recommend the Applay sheet because not only is there a basic notation tab, but you'll also have a cheat sheet for every character. In fact, when you go to learn a new character, I recommend doing two things. The first is to take the character to practice mode and go through the move list. You don't have to memorize everything, it's only important that you see the moves and practice executing them. You don't have to try to devise any kind of strategy at this point. Just get comfortable actually performing the moves. Then, after once through with the move list, go back and find the cheat sheet for your character. Using that sheet, you can now practice reading notations and performing those specific moves. You can feel confident overusing these moves since they've already been curated for you. I will stop here to make a note about combos. The combos listed on the cheat sheet are definitely standard combos you should know. However, if you really are at the basic level where all of this is new to you, it's not a bad idea at all to start with some of the really easy combo challenges the game has built in. These will at least allow you to walk away with some damage while you practice the longer, more standard combos. Because the reality is that you're not going to remember all this stuff in one day. More likely you'll focus on a handful of moves that you like or that you feel comfortable with, and then you'll alternate between playing matches with real people and going back to practice mode when you feel things getting stale. Slowly your arsenal will expand, you just have to remember to keep practicing new things. So now you have a path. Meander through your character's move list, then focus your play more specifically by using the cheat sheet. Now the last thing I'll mention is something that happens to a lot of players in this phase, and that's getting stuck on building a game plan. At this stage, there's so much you're trying to absorb that it's easy to feel lost in the enormous number of moves. So in general, there are two things to look for. First, you need a mix-up. Tekken revolves primarily around spacing, pressure, and the classic mid-low mix-up. It'll take a while to build your movement, so first find one or two low attacks. The faster the better, but ideally you want a good balance between speed and power. Then make a note of a couple of strong mids. Again, try to find that same balance of speed and power. When I say speed, look for moves that are faster than 20 frames. Once you have those 4 or 5 moves picked out, which should also at least be one grab, devise a way to remember them. Write them down if you have to. The biggest roadblock newer players run into is when someone just sits there and blocks. Your newfound list will prevent you from being fully locked out of offense in that scenario. In fact, the important moves section of the cheat sheet can be essential here since it should always have a variety of mids and lows to choose from. And that's it. That literally should give you something to work at for at least the first month or two you play the game. And while you're playing, you can keep watching videos or streamers and you'll slowly start to recognize more and more. That's how you build skill in this game. You start with a core and then you build on it. And if you really want to play ranked or whatever, go for it. Don't worry about losing. You will eventually get paired with someone that is around your skill level. That's just how it works. So just take it slow and enjoy the ride. And that'll do it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, big shout outs to the Patreon patrons. That support means everything. Also be on the lookout for the first of the guides popping up this week. I think I've put enough information together that I feel comfortable starting those. I'll pump them out as fast as I can, but there's a lot to learn in this game, so, be patient with me. Otherwise, you guys keep having fun with Tekken 8, and I'll see you in the trenches.